Hey guys, what's going on? Today I'm going to be making a different style of video than what I'm used to. Today I'm actually going to be talking about gaming burnouts, what it is, how to fix it. And this is something that personally I've been experiencing on and off for the last few years. So I thought I'd make a video, and hopefully if there's someone else out there experiencing a burnout, hopefully this will help you through it. Now, burnouts aren't something that's just restricted to gaming. This is something that can happen to literally anybody. But for the purposes of this video, I'm going to be talking about my personal struggles when it comes to gaming burnouts, and hopefully that'll help other people out as well. Let's first start by talking about what a burnout is. And in the context of gaming, it's basically a mild form of depression that can cause you to no longer have a desire to play video games at all. In my experience, it happens when I try to play either too many games at once, or I just stay on one game for far too long. I just play it all the time. And that's a very common occurrence, and it happens to a lot of gamers, especially when you get older. For example, when I was in high school, I would put in nearly 8 hours into Call of Duty. But as I got older, I put less and less times into games because obviously I got older, got a job, everything else started happening for me. But that isn't really what caused me to burn out on video games. With everything going on, it made me want to play games more because my time was being taken up by other things. It created a much bigger desire for me to play games. What ended up causing my first real gaming burnout was when I decided to take a vacation from my job. Basically, I took 2 weeks off of work so I could play games, make videos, spend time with friends and family, just generally have a good time. I was actually getting pretty burnt out at work, so I thought a vacation would be good for me. And for the first few days, it was amazing. I was having tons of fun. Back then, I was making a lot of content for this channel, and it actually caused this channel to start to grow really good. I was having tons of fun, spending a lot of time with my friends and family. But towards the end of my vacation, I ended up completely burning out on gaming entirely. Like, I would look at my Steam library, my console game collection, which in total is well over 400 games, and there wasn't a single one that would appeal to me. I didn't want to play any of them. And that really sucked because I still wanted to make content on YouTube, but it's really hard when I call myself a gaming channel and I couldn't bring myself to play any games. So despite the rapid growth of my channel at the time, I decided to just take a break, risk everything, take a break. Ultimately, it did end up hurting my channel, and the break ended up going on for a lot longer than expected. And over time, I just stopped making videos, but the desire is always there. I always want to come back to YouTube, but I also don't want to force it. So what ended up happening to me was basically I ended up forcing it, and if you look back at some of my older videos, it is very clear that I was struggling. I really didn't want to do what I was doing. Like I said, the desire was there, but I just really wasn't happy or excited to make videos, and that really caused the quality to go down, and ultimately it ended up hurting my channel more than benefiting. Thankfully, burnouts are not permanent, and they can be fixed with relative ease depending on the severity of the burnout. For some people, all they need to do is take a break, occupy your time with something else, pick up a new hobby or something until the desire to play comes back. For others, with much more serious burnouts, it becomes a little more difficult to deal with, but not at all impossible. For me personally, I always need something to play, so while it may not work for you, the game I usually go to is old school RuneScape, and the reason I play old school RuneScape kind of ties in with what causes some burnouts, which a lot of the time a cause of a burnout is a lack of purpose for playing. A lot of times, we want to be entertained, we want to do all this stuff in the game, but after a while it just doesn't appeal to you anymore because there's no total purpose. And that's sort of why I like RuneScape. RuneScape has tons of content, and there's always a goal to reach for and always something you can do. That's not me saying that all burnouts can be solved by RuneScape, obviously, but rather the goal is to find a game that gives you purpose and has a rewarding progression system. Everyone loves being rewarded for their progress, and RPGs like RuneScape are a perfect example of getting rewarded for accomplishing something. Depending on the game, that reward can be so exciting it gives you a dopamine rush and will sort of inspire you to continue to play, while that desire for other games can slowly increase. And that's something that I think is really beneficial. You know, if you're burning out, like for example, I used to play League of Legends every day, just like I did with Call of Duty. I eventually burnt out, and then I moved on to CSGO, and I burnt out on that, but by the time I burnt out on CSGO, my interest for League of Legends sort of came back. Now, that's not always going to happen. Again, it's very dependent on person to person, but the important thing to note is that burnouts are not permanent. You can always fix them, but for a select few people, they aren't actually experiencing a burnout. Some people just simply change as a person and don't want to play video games anymore. They take their priorities to other things. And for those people, this video probably isn't for them. They're probably not watching gaming channels, but if they do have a desire to play, maybe this will help. Ultimately, the best way I found to get over a burnout and to do it quickly is to play with friends. It's a very simple idea to just, find a game that you enjoy or have enjoyed, maybe you're burnt out on it, and play it with a friend. Playing with friends is something that can be incredibly fun. It'll definitely reinvigorate your style of play, depending on the game, obviously. But having someone there who's also enjoying the game with you definitely makes the experience a lot better. I know this video isn't the normal type of content I create, but I wanted to make this video as sort of two reasons. An explanation of why I haven't been making videos over the past year and a half, 2 years, and hopefully sharing my experience will get a conversation started and we can all come up with different ways to fix burnouts and help the gaming community together as a whole. If you guys enjoyed the video, leave a like and subscribe to the channel. Let me know in the comments if you have ever experienced a burnout and tell me how you got over it. Thank you for watching, and I will talk to you all soon.